Thank you for gathering on such a short notice in order to show your support for what has been happening to Greece. The people of Greece right now are suffering, and actually, I'm afraid to say we haven't seen the worst. The politicians, not just the governments have been changing in the last few months, but it's just faces change, but they're all basically doing the same thing. They're impoverishing the country further and further. There's a lot of talk about how Greece has only been borrowing money for the last years and has not been doing the reforms that it was supposed to do. And yes, they are right they're right, because the governments have been so corrupted that they would mismanage the money that the European Union was giving Greece. But that's something that we should deal in a different manner. That's not the austerity measures that they're imposing on the Greek people are extreme and are irrational. I mean, they have cut wages, salaries, and pensions 40 and 50%. And did you know, how many of you know that even before they started cutting, making these changes, Greece's salaries and pensions have been historically the lowest in the European Union. But they still started messing with it. What can people do? What can people do? We're talking the lowest salary, because we have that. The lowest salary is now to, I think, 400 euros a month. And I should say something that, don't assume that the cost of living there is low. That was the case 40 years ago and 30 years ago. But in the last 30 years, the cost of living has actually risen, especially in the last 10 years, especially in the last 10, 15 years, and after we've entered the Eurozone, and after our currency changed from the drachma to the euro. So, the cost of living is actually high. It costs me more to go to the supermarket in Athens than here. So, it's extreme. And the media, I'm sorry to say, the media does not give you the news. It misinforms, and it's propaganda. You have these pictures of Greece burning down. When the people go down the street to protest, there are a lot of people, and they're peaceful. I mean, they're disillusioned, they're distressed, they're angry, but they're not the ones who are burning down the cities. There's 30 people, about 30 people who are hooded, dressed in black, who are violent and who burn down buildings. On Sunday, they burned down 20 buildings in the center of Athens. And they were some of the oldest buildings. They were historical buildings too. These are not the representatives of the people. These are just the same people again and again who go into the protesting, in the peaceful protesting of the people, and they ruin it. And then you have these pictures in the media, and then people around the world get the wrong picture. So I can keep talking. This is very hurtful to me, if you understand. I don't think it's only about Greece. My message today is that it's not just Greece. Now Greece is in the forefront, and they're pointing the finger to Greece, but it's not just Greece. They're doing this to other countries. They will continue with Portugal, they will continue with Italy, and who knows who's next. I think another message is that, start thinking clearly. Don't just take what you hear or what you read. Anybody these days can write and can have an opinion and be broadcasted. for yourselves. Think critically of what you hear. And unite. You know, think of the community and not just yourselves. And I think that's my message to the Greek people too. Do you know that many people I talk to here, and Greek Americans too, are not getting it. They don't get it. They blame Greeks. So, you know, they're into the propaganda. They're victims of the propaganda as well. To me, that's, you know, that's the big fear. That we start fighting with each other. That's the big, I think that's what the few who lead this world are trying to make us fight with each other. But that's not the point. That's not what we should do. The Greek Church has and the group of other organizations, Greek organizations are gathering. I mean, we've reached that point where they're gathering help, money and food and clothing for people in Greece. I don't know. It's really sad. I don't know what to say. I guess there's a lot more to say. You know, just keep your eyes and your heart open. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. And I just hope for a better future.
So, I was asked to speak for this and I tried to decline, and so she decided to change it to a discussion. I quickly read her Greek information, which is Greek current information from the 1900s all the way up to 2012. There has been several changeovers of government in Greece during the past 100 years, and the current form is considered a parliamentary democracy, or a parliamentary republic. A republic is supposed to be a representative democracy. That's what the United States also has, a representative democracy. A representative democracy cannot represent all people because all people could be represented by one person, 100 people, 500 people. Each person has to represent themselves in a democracy. That's what we're here for. Occupy is about coming down here, learning, educating yourself. Greece is under control of the world economic system, which oppresses all of us. We're down here to protest this system. It's not a local problem. It's not a United States problem. It's a global problem. In solidarity with Greece, I think we need to replace the economic system and we need to come up with alternatives quickly, because money is destroying people. We need to come up with a different system.